Here it is, the moment of truth. Do I press new game? Am I a content creator that stands behind my words? The Scopes and Crosshairs DLC has got me pressing new game. This will be episode 1 of a 6-part series where I chronicle getting back to level 60, putting what I learned into practice over the last 7 years of playing this game, and giving advice along the way and sharing the trophies on all these fresh maps. I'm going nostalgic with my choice of starting on Layton Lakes, where I can't wait to hear a familiar voice.
You made it here in one piece. Welcome to the Untamed Wild. Name's Colton Locke, but everyone calls me Doc.
Man, that brings me way back. When I've pressed new game in the past, I've always just picked one of the new DLC reserves and start on that one. But I wanted to do a base map and see what new players today would see on the base map when they first purchased this game. My goal is to complete as many missions as possible and as quick as possible to stack cash and level up my character to access all the perks and skills that I had before. I specifically want to get through the starting point and hit up the outpost and equip those new scopes. This playthrough, I want to use specific DLC weapons to see how easy it makes leveling up and accomplishing the missions. This video will cover my hunter's development from level 1 to level 10. In my beginner guide video, I told new players to hop on the ATV and unlock everything, so I did the same. I know that I get 100 XP for every outpost and outlook that I unlock, and to be able to do missions fast, as I need to be able to fast travel all over the map. So I hopped on my ATV and I went looking for the next outpost. I didn't realize how difficult it is to track animals with no skills. The directional cone seems to be a lot wider than I remember, and with lower skills you are not landing clean shots all the time to begin with, so you must track them. So I got the Bloodhound, my trusty sidekick Dogmeat. That's a Fallout reference for those of you who may ask. As you progress your skills, you can track a lot better and may not necessarily need the Bloodhound later on in the game, but starting out fresh on a brand new player, I think the Bloodhound DLC is almost an essential purchase at this point. There is a mission where you must shoot an animal from a blind at Hope's Camp, which is not near water, and to hopefully find a feed or rest zone nearby was my only thought. I did find a few moose feeding zones about 150 meters away from the hunting blind. Where I went wrong was, how do I call in any of these animals at such a low level, when collars are unlocked by leveling, and as I came to find out when I went looking for what I had available. So, the moose collar doesn't even unlock to level 35. They also cost $6,000 of in-game currency, which I'm currently trying to save for 16 tenths. That's when I realized another DLC that makes early game much easier is the Ambusher Power Pack, with the now updated Fox Pro electronic collar. So, I set it up outside the hunting blind, called in the moose, and got my XP, and completed that almost impossible mission. The e-collar in early game is basically OP for new players. There is a mission where you have to harvest a black-tailed deer at night on Chila Lake. And also, the Valdez missions offers a lot of missions involving coyotes, and they drink at night. That's where the new scope, the Angler, comes in. This new night vision scope made early game night hunting so much easier, and really, night hunting in general much easier regardless of your level. I was able to breeze through these night missions with ease because of the new Angler and get my mission experience as well as my mission money. There are a few missions where you need to accomplish a 100% quick kill. Like you have to kill a whitetail or 2 blacktails with a 100% quick kill to finish a mission, which is very difficult starting out with no zeroing and low powered rifles, with the first unlockable class 9 rifle being the one-shot 7mm that costs 30,000 plus of in-game currency. That's where another DLC came in handy early game, the high caliber weapon pack. This DLC came with the Arzenia 300, which is probably the most popular weapon in the game right now. Not only is it an amazing class 7 to 9 rifle for black bears, moose, and Roosevelt elk on Layton, I got it and didn't have to use in-game currency, and the polymer tips came unlocked. Put the new Odin scope on this bad boy, and those deers drop like a sack of potatoes with a 100% quick kill bonus, and JBiz Hunts got his XP and his mission money. I ended up finding 2 rare animals before level 10. I found a black-tailed deer melanistic doe, as well as an albino black-tailed doe as well, while trying to complete some of the Richard Hope missions involving black-tailed deer. I wish they would have been males, as they would have looked very cool in the trophy lodge. I didn't find any max level black-tailed deer just yet, and I think maybe my RNG luck may have run out on rares for that species on this map as well. But if one thing this game has taught me is anything That can happen, could happen, so I'll just keep hunting and looking for trophies on this map. By level 10, you will have 4 perk points to spend towards your weapon proficiency and 5 skill points to devote towards your hunting skills. For the skills, my thought now as an experienced player with all the DLCs was that I wanted to unlock sight spotting as fast as I could, which is a skill under the ambusher skill tree. Since I have the Bloodhound DLC, I could wait to put points in stalking later, which would unlock better tracking as I felt my skill points early game would be better spent on the ambusher skill tree. I never use Sense, so I only put 1 skill in Scent Tinkerer to unlock tier 1, in which case I spent 3 skill points on Spotting Knowledge, which I feel is probably one of the most important skills to spend your points on. The 3rd point in Spotting Knowledge reveals information about the approximate trophy rating and weight of the animal, which helps with spotting potential diamonds. Because I'm playing all the missions, I spent 1 point more on the More the Merrier to give 5% cash increase on completed missions. If you use Sense, you would be better off to put an initial point in Scent Tinkerer. This unlocked tier 2, which allowed for sight spotting, which allows me the ability to spot animals while using the rifle, which makes aiming for animals much easier early game. As for my perks, I wanted to unlock Zeroing, which is the best perk in the game. Zeroing is a rifle perk, but works for all weapon classes. You need to spend 2 points to unlock the lowest and the highest zeroing option for each weapon. Next, I devoted a point towards breath control, which allows you to hold your breath longer for more accurate shots. I made it back to level 10 in under 2 hours. I had a lot of fun doing it, and the DLCs I've mentioned made it a lot easier. I did so in under 20 harvests and was able to save a lot of my cash to grow back my account to 60,000 on my way back to 250,000 so I can buy 16 tents. What did you think about starting over new? What would you do differently if you did start over new? Did you know how helpful some of these DLCs are to the newer players? Did I miss any weapons or items that could have made this much easier? I'll be following up this video with the second video in this series where I chronicle levels 11 to 20. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you want to check out more of my content, hit subscribe and check out the channel. And as always, happy hunting.